Okay, I didn't trade yesterday because I had a bunch of stuff to do. And now it's 1:18 p.m. on Friday, the February 6th in Brisbane time. So I just already went through a little bit. So this is a head and shoulder. Oh, that could be a shoulder. Well, that could be a head and shoulders, but then it's already gone to... It's probably a 15-minute. And it's probably already gone to profit if it was that. Oh, look, it did perfectly. Should have got that, and that was at 10 p.m. Wednesday. Now we're Friday. I'm going to try holding some trades over the weekend with the guaranteed stop loss that Oanda provides. Humongous right shoulder, so it's still higher highs. It doesn't really... This is a lower low here. So I need a big breaker structure before I trade that. I've set an alarm for the thing, the trend line. Switching to 4 hour. Look, it's a 4 hour head and shoulder. Not what I meant to do. Meant to click that and go so we can lock that. It'll be a 4 hour trend line. Will it get all the way down to... If we use not even the wick. It's almost there, look. I went to previous lows, so good enough. So looking for head and shoulders reversals or M and W reversals, just in case people don't know. Looking on all the time frames, 15-minute hourly and 4 hourly, but I'm going through the hourly, hoping I can see Turkish lira US. I can see 15-minute ones from here, so this it could be one. It's 41 bars. Let's zoom in. We expect to retrace down to at least to that candle, probably to the bottom of that. And that can be the stop loss. And don't be greedy, just get to the candle. It's 3.5% if we can get that. Is that a pin bar? No, we're waiting for... Have we had a break and retest? A very small... I mean, that's a break and close. But it's very tiny. Hopefully we'll get a big entry candle. Bearish confirmed at any point in a bar. We'll see. It's a big up trace there. Look, here's a head and shoulders, which I may have marked. No, that's just measuring. Let's try and get rid of all that old trades. Did that trade go well? No, it went terribly. Like, bomb. Not entering due to Euro CPI. Is it a 15-minute? I just like to look at my old trades and learn stuff from it. So what am I even... that was a 15-minute inverted head and shoulders. So it's like inverted shoulder, and it was like a big long shoulder. Right shoulder looks funky, so we'd made the right choice not to enter. Great. Back to the 1 hour. Hey. Nice little staircase down. That was actually, Alright, let me go back to that on the 15-minute, because that was the one that I was going to get like a real big return on it, and I decided not to go it, and then it went up, and I was like, bro, where is it? There. Now this one, yeah. Not. There was the funky shoulder. No, I don't know. Deleted it now. Oh, let's just undo. Can we undo? doing navigation. Ah, yes, this is the one, and I was like, oh, do I want to risk? It was a 5.2 risk to reward, and I was like, do I want to risk $100 to get $500? Like, yes, I do. And I was like too scared because of these. It's a very tentative thing, and then of course 4:30 London Open. Whoa. 6:15. I don't know when is the US Open. Let's have a look at the sessions. Sorry for the confusions here. So that's Australia, right? That's Sydney. And then that must be Tokyo. No, this is Sydney, and this is Tokyo. This transparent one is Tokyo. That is my trade. Where's London Open? Is that London there? That is London. So London Open was not until that giant down candle. Interesting. So it was in the Sydney Tokyo Open up here. So it was just pre-open, all that up, and then London Open, blah. Everybody sold off their German stocks. Interesting. And I guess German Open is going to be like 2 hours after London. So like, if London Open is 6, then it's going to be like 8. And then Germans open and go, whoa, where'd all my money go? Okay, interesting, exciting. Now let's delete everything again. I was tempted by that just because of the 5.4 to 1 win to loss ratio. But now I'm glad I didn't do it. And I would have been asleep when it went down at 8 p.m. That is a value zone there. It looks way too big. US CAD entry candle can't enter due to outcoming unemployment change. So what happened? Non-farm payrolls hit. It went out before it anyway. So there is shoulder, head, shoulder. Kind of a break of structure. There's that low. It didn't really get below that low at any point. And that would have been my entry because there's a pin bar. A pin bar on a pivot high and a bearish engulfer. So it would have been a good entry, and then blah, out you go. And I didn't trade because non-farm payrolls coming up, which looks like it didn't do anything. But news hit. This is it's 11 p.m. It hit a 7. The trading for the news hit a 7. I don't know what to make of that. I wasn't non-farm payroll. It was like unemployment or something. Okay. Let's zoom out looking for new trades. Not really a clear head and shoulders there. Another trade from Wednesday that would have lost. Big strong downtrend. Zzz. And then kind of a break. A higher low. And then like a struggle. It's just struggling. It's not really reversing. So where would have been the entry to this, and why didn't I take it? I should have noted why I didn't take it. I just didn't take it because the bullish divergence is on the wrong side, so it should be before the head, just because it wasn't in my top trades that was available. So interesting. No other comments on that. Oh, and there's these are weekly trend line. Oh, that was probably why I looked. So like there's a weekly trend line at entry, and then there's one just above trying to stop it going up. So, and there's one underneath which is trying to stop it going down. And I mean, look at it, literally reacting to the weekly trend lines. So that's why it was no good. Thank you, weekly trend lines. You saved me. Here could be a continuation, head and shoulders, head, shoulder, head, shoulder. Which I have I've looked at in the past, but never traded with real money. And the trend line, the weekly trend line, is actually saving us. And there's an inefficient candle way down there from 23rd Jan. I know it's not that big though, so it's probably already been hit by this retest here, so not a legit target. But it looks like the trend's changed back. I mean, it was steep down and now it's bouncing around the necklines. I mean, we'll draw the trade in anyway, even though we're not entering it, in case we decide later on. We need something from previous price action to target, maybe that. I mean, it could be a low one as well, because that could be a pivot, maybe. We'll just decide another day. We're not. Are we going to enter on this one? Let's think about it. I'll just mark it. Continuation. We're not going to head and shoulders. Find an entry, bigger entry candle, bigger than this one. So we need, that candle's against us, going along the neckline of the shoulder, head shoulder, pushing up off it. So if we want to go in, we want one that pushes down. I'll put an alert in anyway. I'm unlikely to grab it. Bearish confirmed, once per bar. Okay, adelante. What happened to this? Giant shoulder, head, shoulder, and then craziness. That's like a 4-hour one. Did not go up. And why didn't it go up? There's a 4-hour neckline that it stopped. It, and a big pin bar rejection off it, and then a bleh. So I don't know. Glad I didn't take it. But how can we go for forward ones? Nothing. This one, this is the US 5-year note. Don't see anything fantastic here. Hong Kong. That was a good reversal. Look at that. That would have been a 2.4 to 1, but it would have taken a while. Let's measure time. 5 days. That would be a 5-day long trade, which is much longer than I'm used to. I'll leave that in because it's quite nice, and I need to do a proper analysis of Hong Kong, Japan one day. See, now we're getting our head and shoulders. Or are we? Just drawing it in. And that could be an entry bar on its own, so you'd go below that and probably aim for that inefficient candle down there, a little bit up, to be lucky. And is that 30 candles? We haven't had a break and retest yet, 40, so we're good for entry. First we need a break and retest. Add alert, price crossing down, bar close, create. Pound US, that one didn't go well. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder. Weekly neckline, but didn't reject off it. But it's also a bit of a trend line there. But it stopped here. What stopped it there? nothing that I can see. Just pound US. I don't know why that one failed. And no new ones coming up. Euro Japan. That's kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder. This one's higher than that one, so it gets to be the shoulder, and then that's this tiny teeny shoulder there. We had a break and retest. We had a push up, we'd have a rejection off this level. That is a tweezer rejectional double pin bar, which is like, well, that's basically take profit, so it hit it and then that's it, done. There's no more. That's your, that head and shoulders is done. Continuation head and shoulders probably. Shoulder, massive head shoulder, but also you could say that's a shoulder head shoulder. I mean, if you did that tiny one, you would have got profit already. Maybe. Ignore that other wick. But there was no real entry there to get down to profit here, so okay, let's just delete that because it was not a continuation of head and shoulders and it went back up again. There's no real, see, if this is the reversal that we would try to get off. I don't see a head and shoulders there, I just see a big mess. German bond, that was a fail because my stop loss was too low, but if I lowered it a bit, it would have been a eventual win. But I put it there, and there's a weekly trend line that was pushing it up, so that was actually in our favor. And look at this funky break rejection. Wow. Apparently Bund is more violent than I know. Delete, clean that up, clean that up. Pound. Did that win? Yay, obviously won. I never entered. I had to put it there to make it win. Yay, it won. I don't even know. Oh, it was a W. Low quality W, which actually turned out to be a really good W. Yeah, but it was like, I didn't like it because it retraced to more than half of this. Like that's more than half. No, 2 wiki W. That one actually worked alright as well. Could have got that. And that was France. What was the previous one? UK and France had kind of a similar market. That's kind of a funky head and shoulder that's already happened. Euro pound. Could that be an M trade? Let's see if it has that 30% retracement thing going on. The other way. I mean, if you ignore those wicks, it's a valid M trade, and it's already back at So if we ignore the wicks, the way around. If we ignore the wicks, our target is here, and our entry is like right about now. Short position. And then give it a bit of extra. And then give this like 1. I don't like it because that is if I go from here to there, that run up 50% is here. Yeah, I mean that's actually quite good. It's actually a good run up. I should do it. I'll consider it. I'll write it down. Let me just move all my stuff so I can write it down. I need a blank piece of paper. I'll have to pause for a second. Pause. Okay, I'm back. So I'm writing down Euro pound M. probably going to be too late if I'm going to get it, but we'll see. Better to be to not go to not get it than I said Japan. Oh yeah, this is my Japan one, so I actually wanted to end, but I was really annoyed that it hit that, and then where's my payout? It doesn't show. Oh, there. Yeah, it hit this, and I was like, oh, I got my money, but it's like, nah, you didn't, because it was like exactly, it hit exactly the midline of this, of my trade. But of course the bid and ask had more gaps, so I had to wait for this giant pull down and scariness, and then up it goes and gives me my profit. Yay. And that was a 15-minute reversal, which I'll show you here. So it was shoulder, I'll just leave that one. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Lots of entries, an entry, and then it went all the way back the other way, but my stop loss was down here anyway. And then out. And I was targeting like previous level here, I think. Apparently here, I'd take profit level there. That worked. Back to 1 hour. What have we got now? Nothing. Nothing. Oh. Shoulder, head, shoulder. It's probably already hit it. Even if I go right to the wick, it's already, yeah, it's already taken it, so there's nothing to do. So that if you were to trade it, that'd be break and close, that'd be the retest, and that'd be your entry candle. And you go in there, and then set your stop loss above that, and target. Will we reach that target? I mean, that's fully, yeah, would have reached fully. Target would have 1.3. That would be nice. But why didn't we take it? Because it was 7 p.m. But right now there's nothing. Euro Hong Kong, that is head and shoulders. That did not, there was a strong downtrend, and then was there a break of structure? Not really. And I bet you if I did an analysis on this whole thing, there would be let's do an analysis on it and have a break. Maybe I should make another video for that. I don't think I'm going to get any trades today because they all look pretty. I'll come back and do Euro Hong Kong analysis. Euro Swiss. What was this? Another 15-minute. 15. Did not take profit. There was no, that was the break and retest, and then where's your entry? There's no entry because there's a big rejection bar, and you need this to be bigger and price to go above it before you can go in. And oh look, weekly trend line. Bounced off the weekly trend line. That's why analysis is so important. I still got an alert on that apparently. Okay. Weekly trend line, react, react, react. Those weekly trend lines are amazing. That's a big. That's from an old trade. There's a 4-hour head and shoulders, which I haven't put in yet because it hasn't gone to target. That's why it's got a question mark on it. If it gets up to there, it's a real 4-hour head and shoulders. And it seems to be doing alright. I mean, plenty of blue arrows pushing it up there. That one didn't make it. That was a 15-minute. What's the lesson from that? It made it to the middle of that bar. So if we set this to to the bottom, like basically there, it would have been fine. Only just, look at that. And then the trouble is with trading in the Asian session that your entry candles, look at that pin bar, it's so puny and weak. And then as soon as 4 p.m. comes, and then 6 p.m. is the London Open, boom, magic super bars. Asian, Australian, I tiny weeny baby beep 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 bars. And then afternoon, and then London, this is Sparta. Okay, so the lesson was only aim for the middle of the bar, not for the whole enchilada. There's no real trade in there now. That could be a head and shoulders. That's a head, that's a shoulder, another shoulder, another shoulder. I would say that would be the first shoulder, and it's already at profit, so missed out on that. Weak shoulder. I don't know what to make of this one. That'd be a shoulder, and then this is like the most. That's the high. All of that can be the head. Instead of lots of little shoulders, because this one is like more down. Unless you make this the shoulder, and then you can get the break, retest, entry. So I'm just practicing, I guess. I'm not even looking at real trades. And there, look at that. 50% of that candle taken. So your entry would have been way down there, but you would have got a 1-to-1 at best. Not the best candle. I mean, you have to go down to, yeah. What was it, 1-to-1, 1.1? So not the greatest trade. And what I would have done is I would have set it at a limit order here, and it never would have got triggered. So okay, good to know it's kind of working. What is this, another 15 minute? I've been doing the 15 minutes a lot on Wednesday. So that went in. Let me just draw it. I'm on the wrong button. Wee. Okay, so you got your shoulder, head, shoulder, break and close, retest. That could be an entry. That'd be the better entry. And it would have gone down. Well, so you would have, not the greatest head and shoulders reversal, but not too bad. Back to 1 hour. Nothing to trade right now, just a bit of a mess. This one didn't work. There's a shoulder, head, shoulder. And I guess that's your entry pin bar, or that's your entry double there. And didn't go well. I wonder if it was gold euro. I had a lot of gold ones, and I thought it was going to get back up, but apparently it didn't. Now it's just going down this neckline. Interesting. Aussie US. I ignored those candles and said shoulder, head, shoulder. Did not go anywhere. Continuation head and shoulders because it's been coming up. Apparently not. There's nothing to trade right now. There's a beautiful head and shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder. That's what we want to find right now. It's very clear. The same size shoulders, about half the size of the head. That are like perfect textbook. And you can take that middle bar, break, retest, or break, and then you could have gone in. Here after these double, and you would have got stopped out if you put the stop loss here. But if you gave it a little bit of room, and it could have even gone down to that weekly chart. Would have gone to 1 to 4. Would have been 1.3% increase in my account. And if I came, that was at 5 p.m. If I came in later at, give me a little bit extra, 1.67. Nice. So that's what we want, these textbook ones. I don't see any right now. And here's a funky one. Shoulder, head, shoulder. 3-star news 11:15, so no trading strategy. I've got to answer my wife's phone. Okay, I'm back. So what happened to this? It never... there was your entry because there's 2 little red bars there. But we never enter because 3-star USD news coming up. I mean, I probably would have had to go up here. And then for entry, maybe here. For exit. Would have given me a 4-to-1. That would have been nice. As you can see, there's no strong break of structure. It's like a higher high, higher low, way higher high, higher low, higher high, basically the same low. Even here, like this is the strong support line there, so nothing. I mean, I'll just leave it on there for fun. Okay. What is this? Measure shoulder, mega head, mega shoulder. I'm just inventing, hallucinating right now like an AI. This is an inverted head and shoulder, and then here is a proper head and shoulder. So let's ignore the invert. This is gold. Gold Japan. Let's ignore that head and shoulder which didn't work and look at this new head and shoulder and see if there's any money left in it. Shoulder, head, shoulder, break, retest, entry, and then it's already gone to profit. Profit's down there. Nope, too late for me. Same gold. Just ignoring all the gold now. Pound Hong Kong, 3 big entry candles. Oh, did I lose on this one? Oh, I got out of it. So this one I exited by accident, because in the 15-minute I saw this level and I saw these strong rejection candle, boom, 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 and I was like, nah, don't like that. So I exited out of it and got $30, like yay. But it was an accident because I was looking at the 15-minute instead of the 1 hour. So I saved myself. I should not note that in my... But there was your big exit, and then it was a pin bar to go up, but then it never really... I mean, it got triggered because price went above it. US 3-star news, employment, bam. So I'm glad that I closed it for the news. That's a good lesson to record. I'm just going to record that in my journal. Let me take a snapshot. I was going to close it for the news anyway, so but I've been considering recently to, where's my, here, please update the pound, what is it, pound Hong Kong journal. Wait, you don't need to see this, I'll just pause the video so you don't have to be bored. Accidentally closed it because I saw two hard rejection candles on the 15-minute, but I should have been looking at the hourly. What was my... Okay, I've got to pause it to get my actual profit. Okay, the lesson here is definitely close for news. I've been considering just setting the stop loss to break even if we're already halfway up. Would that have? I mean, if we were already halfway up, setting the stop loss to, we could have closed early and gotten half the money. But if we just set the stop loss to break even, would have been bad. This trade is evidence against that. So that's great. I'll just leave it for now, but I'll delete it later, the actual annotation. Is that a head and shoulders reversal? Shoulder, head? We just need a shoulder, nothing to do. Not a head and shoulders, not a head and shoulder, not a head and shoulder. I had a very interesting line which I drew one time. I wonder if it'll don't feel safe entering. Show as that. What is it that? Is that an M? Must have been a 15-minute head and shoulders. Where's the anchor points for that line? Oh, there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Yeah, we were way only 1-to-1. Fair enough. Let's carry on with our life. That would have lost. Zow. Another gold that I thought would go down, but it didn't. Boom, 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 all the way down, bouncing. I mean, I thought it would go up. Euro Oz. And I can see a strong trend line going right up there. Look, bam. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's not a head and shoulders reversal, that's for sure. Not a head and shoulders. Yes, a head and shoulders, but I think we're already too late. This is Aussie Japan. Am I going back up? It seems like deja vuing here a lot. Already got profit way down there. Aussie Hong Kong. There's a hit, tiny shoulder, massive head, shoulder, already gone to profit. I should have been in yesterday. Shoulder, head, shoulder, profit, tiny shoulder, double M head, profit. It's bouncing around these value zones, which is great, and the weekly trend line there. But we can't use it because it's already used up. It's Aussie Kiwi. This is just a trend line down. It's not even a trade there. Delete the trend line. Quasimodo entry would have got stopped out. No, didn't even get it. Would have just been still going. So not enough power. Shoulder, head, shoulder, upside down. Made it up to there. Okay. Euro Singapore. I guess that's a very exotic pair. It's a 15-minute one. I just like the what? Yeah, connect. What? Just forget it. I'm not doing any live trading now. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Boom. And where's your entry? You got to break and retest. That's your entry. And your stop loss is above that. And then your take profit is what? Halfway down? Nothing, not enough. If you extend it, you could get 1-to-1, but that's a good entry candle there. It's like 7:15 p.m. though. I'm gonna have to start trading in the evenings. And that was a 15-minute one. Too late to enter now. Could have made something though. That would have been your entry there at 9 a.m. Matthew. I should have done that. That's Aussie 200. Hey, I'm invested in Aussie 200 in real life. I don't want it to go down, go up again. How's it doing on the daily? Not great. It had a good run up though. Was that COVID? No, that was April 2025. It was the perfect take profit though. Look, boom, 1.64. It would have been. There's your break and retest, and that'd be your entry candle night. 6 a.m. That would have been a good entry. What is this one? Pound Singapore. I considered this. I didn't do it. I can't remember why not, but it would have been really good. Look, and it was a limit order. Look, see this halfway through that candle. Well, CAD Singapore. I also considered that, which would have done nothing. Zalchif. I mean, there's a head and shoulders. Can we get this in? It's weird that there's like an extra shoulder. It's like a camel. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You do an analysis before we do any real trade. It's pretty much done it. Singapore, Japan. Japan 225. Look, there's a 15-minute that succeeded. Shoulder, head, shoulder, break, retest. Entry 330. Would have been there, but anyway. Would have been 2.2. Nice. I think these are good ones, the ones where you're getting entry at 3:30 p.m. just before London Open. London Open is there. A bit of noise. And Tokyo close is. Where's Tokyo close? Where's my trading sessions? That's Tokyo closes there after the London Open. So Tokyo and London overlap by 1 hour and 45, just overlap by 45 minutes. Interesting. Okay, back to real life. See if we can make some actual money. You could call that a giant shoulder, a head shoulder, but then it's already gone to profit as well. There's a lot of turbulence there. Or not. It's going to be like a long-term trade, if anything. Which is in the hourly, right? And this is how many bars? 76, so that's perfectly fine in the hourly. So we could go in on here. But then the trouble is that, see, that's gone halfway down already. I'll just mention that. Already gone more than 50% down. Maybe used up. And then that target's what? We need previous price actually. Could it get down to there? Possibly. It give me a 5-to-1. Let's get an alert for a candle. Bearish confirmed. Once per bar. Okay. Kiwi Gold. It did not go up like I expected. Just to clean up the chart a bit. Is that a head and shoulder? Shoulder, head, shoulder, kind of. And it's trickling down. I mean, I might as well draw it in. So with the head and shoulders, you need a push-up. Is that a push-up? Shoulder, head, shoulder, break, retest, entry. And target is double the tallest point of the head. Or if I did the central point of the head. Already hit it. There's your there's an entry there. You could have done a limit order entry there. Would have already been good. And then where you're going to go halfway through that candle would have been perfect. Look at that. 1.25. Too late, potato. And continuation head and shoulder turns out to be not good. Okay, let's not do continuation head and shoulders. That's down, and then a head and shoulders at the bottom, which would generally mean a continuation down, but apparently not. So the US Mexican, US dollar shot up at the same time as Aussie stocks have gone down. British pound playing around in a value zone. Aussie CAD. What is this giant mess I've got here? It's all on the 15-minute chart. That did not work. That would have been an out. Yeah, USD 3 hour. I should have put my stop loss below the pin bar entry, but I greedied in. Did I actually get I did it on demo, I think, not on prod. This is like an extra trend line I'm just drawing there to see what happens with it. Not much. It becomes switches from support to resistance. Interesting. And it's a trend line which just gets smashed. So the trouble here is like it's a short shoulder, big, and then it's a low, and it's a higher low, which is great, but then it's a ascending wedge. And it's just a big mess. There's Aussie CAD. So nothing to do. Delete. 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 I don't know what I'm talking about there. The 3-star news didn't do much, but then 4 hours after it did. Oh no, 1 hour, that's 3:15, 45 minutes after it did. I think there was more news after. Okay, delete that, that's old. What have we got? Nothing. UK, nothing. What is this one? It's a 1-to-1. Yay, it worked. Singapore CHIF, but I didn't take it. There's not even a retest there. It's not a great trade. What have we got now? Nothing. Consolidation. New Zealand Japanese. You could call that a shoulder, head, shoulder. Not the greatest textbook example. And it's Quasimodo because it's sloping down, so you could have got in here. Let's just draw it in anyway. So you'd be, I guess you could get, look, you could get in on those pin bars if you wanted, and you could have made a cajillion if you just target that. Could have been very happy with a 3.3% account increase. What time was that? 10:11 a.m. yesterday. This is Kiwi Japan, so that's kind of our time frame. Copper did not do well. I wonder if there was a Maybe this is a rejection line. It's a support, resistance, and then go back in time. Nothing. But it seems to have had a... So would have got out the trade there because you got a double pin bar rejection there. Still managed to get okay, and then another rejection, and then eventually a giant fat rejection. Boom, 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 boom. So apparently that was a support resistance line for us. Now what have we got? Nothing. Definitely not a Head and Shoulders. Euro Turkey, Euro NZ. That must have been a 15-minute. And looks like it worked. Look at that. Let's have a look at it. Shoulder, head, shoulder. I should probably just journal these. Where's the entry candle? Is that the entry candle? That'd have to be the entry candle there. And then you put the stop loss up above that, but then you need a little bit of extra play. Probably would put it a bit more even up. Would have got 2.7, so you'll try to aim it above those. You could even aim it above the shoulder, but then you're reducing your winnings to 2. Still acceptable. I'm gonna journal these later, just for fun. Nothing here. I've got to get to the bottom of the list. How far down are we? Oh, we're right at the last one. Haha. Big shot, Head and Shoulders there. Already gone to profit though. Nothing to do now. Thank you for watching my drive-through. Have a nice day. I'm going to do the 15-minute now, but I'm sure you don't want to hang around for that. Maybe you do. I will just... Okay, I'll just stop. Okay, bye.